Hey friends, what if that dusty old frame can become a high-end statement piece? Let me show you what I'm creating today and you will never look at a thrifted frame the same way again. Grab a beverage and let's get creative. Hi, I'm Loli. Let's create something beautiful and find a little joy along the way. For this project, I'm going to use one of these old frames I had laying around. The backing fell off of it, but I figured I could use it in the future, and I did. So I'm going to take some heat and then just go ahead and remove all these little dust. This is just hot glue. And I'm using this scraper from Dollar Tree to remove all of those pieces, and I did that all the way around the entire frame. Then I take a cleaning wipe and wipe down the entire frame, making sure that it's dust-free and clean. Next, I took one of these canvas from the Dollar Tree, and they are the perfect size for this. We're going to remove the packaging off of it, and we are going to go ahead and cover it with some peel and stick from the Dollar Tree. I took the peel and stick, and I'm going to just peel off one of the corners and make sure that it's nice and square right here with the edges. Once you get that edge straight and adhered, it is quite easy to position the rest of the peel and stick onto the remainder section of the canvas. I'm just gonna go ahead and peel off from there. And as I'm peeling off, I'm gonna smooth it around, making sure that it's all adhered. And then I just trim off the excess paper from the sides. And I'm leaving the backing on so that way I'm able to use the remainder if I need to do so. To remove the excess here and have a nice clean cut, I just took my scissors and trimmed off the excess. For the sections that were a little bit too small, I used my smaller scissors. And now we are going to pop that in there. But we're going to add a bit of hot glue all the way around, making sure that it's on the wall, but you don't want to add too much. You don't want it to seep to the front. So just be very careful with the amount. Then pop that in with the peel and stick side to the front. Look how cute that's looking. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to take these fairy pieces that I got from Dollar Tree. It's a little door and two windows. And we're going to create a beautiful little wall art here. So we're going to add the door right here to the center. I'm using my frame, as you see there, in a landscape direction. You can use it horizontally if you like as well. Actually, vertically. This is horizontally. Then we're going to take some hot glue and then just add some generously to the back of each one of the pieces and glue them in place. Friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit the like button. And while you're there, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so you are notified each time that I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, next I took some of this moss from Dollar Tree and I'm going to add it to the bottom section here. I'm going to add a generous amount of hot glue all the way here. I want this to look like grass, and I'm going to just position the moss right on there. And here you can go as high or as little as you like, or you can leave it without it, whichever you prefer, because remember, DIYs are just that, DIYs, so you got to make them your own. I also added some to the other side, doing the same exact process. And after removing some of the excess and adding more in places that I needed to add more, this is what we ended up with. Then I took some of this greenery, I think it's baby's bread that I got from Temu, and I'm going to cut sections into smaller sections. They're removing the stem. This one was a little bit too tall, so I came in and trimmed it a little bit more. Once I was happy with the height, I'm going to add a bit of hot glue to the back section that will be hitting the frame there and position it right in place. And I did the exact same thing with the other side. And that is it for this project. Please let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this one? Will you have kept it without any of the grass and the little trees? Or will you have done as I did, or maybe add some florals? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much. For this project, I'll be using 4 of these picture frames. These actually came from Dollar Tree some years back. They were holding some awards, but I have since taken them down, and they have been just collecting dust in my basement. I'm going to go ahead and remove all the little metal tags from each one of these. I'm going to use my little snips to do that. And in order to not break them, because these are plastic, I'm just pulling them in the direction in which they are sticking out, so they just come out of the holes. And I did that with all 4 of the frames. And yes, I keep the little metal tabs. Why? I don't know, but I'm sure in the future we'll come up with something to do with them. Then I arrange the frames so they look like a window. And sometimes the frames are all wonky and they don't really match together. These match perfectly together. So once I had all my edges square, everything matched. There was nothing sticking above. I'm going to go ahead and flip them over so we are able to attach them together. I will be using a combination of some Tide Bond Quick and Thick and hot glue to attach these. I started by adding the Tide Bond Quick and Thick to one of the sides of the picture frames, but I'm doing it in intervals. Like, I'm sorry you cannot see in this shot here, but I'm just like adding little dots. You can see I'm leaving spaces in between just so I'm able to add hot glue in those small sections. I want the Tide Bond to be the main source of glue here, so because it's the long-term hold, and I'm just using the hot glue so it holds everything in place until the Tide Bond sets. Once I have both of them in place, I'm going to go ahead and unite these 2 frames together. I ended up putting Tide Bond Quick and Thick on the other side of the frame. I don't know why I did that. If you do this, do not do that. Just do it on one side. Glue your 2 sides together first in 2 individual pieces. Here, I'm going to start working on the second side here. It's just a lot easier to glue it together this way. So I added the Tide Bond Quick and Thick on this frame right here, then added the hot glue and attached it to the bottom one here. Once I had both of those pieces glued together, then I did the same thing along the sides there to unite these 2 pieces together with each other to become one piece. I hope that made sense. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And share, because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. Here you can see exactly what I mean. I added the glue on that side, and then now we are going to go ahead and position it. I am so glad that the Tide Bond has a 15-minute set time, so I was able to do this before that side that I added the glue had united. Then I held it in place tightly until the hot glue set. Then I realized I never put hot glue on this side right here that had the Tide Bond, so I kind of just squeezed some in those spaces just so it will stay in place until that Tide Bond dried. Next, I remove any hot glue little mounds. I want to make sure that the back is completely flat because I will be coming in on the back here with some craft sticks so this frame is a bit more stable. I got these at Dollar Tree some years back. I haven't seen them in a while. Have you? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, so I'm going to take a few of these and I'm going to place them in all of the juncture areas. I'm going to add Tide Bond first, and I'm adding the Tide Bond in exactly the same places where I had put him over here. You can see kind of the white still in some areas that did not completely dry. So I'm adding Tide Bond over those areas as well. Then I'm coming in with my hot glue and I'm adding it on in between those. But I'm not adding as much hot glue. I don't want it to seep through. And this is just so this holds everything in place, and it serves as a bracket to enforce all of these jointure areas, so that way our frame is a bit more stable. And I just continue to do that until I had them all around. Then we flip this over. Look at this, guys. Oh man, I had so much seepage in between. But that's fine. We're going to use the best tool in the house, which is my finger and my thumb. So I just took my thumb and I just got it scraping off all of the hot glue that has seeped through. And it was surprisingly very efficient. And I also removed any excess glue as well from that Tide Bond Quick and Thick. Good thing I did this before it completely dried. Otherwise, it would have been a lot harder. And then I just came in with a dry cloth and removed the excess. And I did that with all of the juncture areas. Then I took some of this Rust-Oleum Millennium White Chalk paint and I painted the entire frame. I started with all the creases here because I want to make sure that I have a nice amount of paint on my brush as I'm doing this. So the chalk paint will pull in onto those little creases, filling in any gaps, and it will make it look like this is just one big piece instead of 4 frames glued together. Before the paint has completely dried, I came in with my brush and I'm just brushing vigorously in some areas. And what this is doing is removing some of the paint in some areas, giving the frame a nice distressed look. And I put it aside to dry. Then I flipped it over and I'm going to take one of these soft tooth hangers that I took off of something. I could not find the little screws, so I'm taking some UHU glue and some hot glue to attach this to the back. But I made sure that it was centered and it was level, so that way when I'm able or when I'm going to go ahead and hang this up, everything is straight. The UHU is for long-term hold, the hot glue is for immediate hold. Then we're going to flip this over again and take a piece of some burlap ribbon that I got from Temu. And I wanted a piece that was long enough that I can use to hang this wreath that I also got from Temu. I'm going to just go ahead and loop it underneath the wreath form as you see there. You can hang it like this, but I wanted to hide mine here. I wanted the wreath to look full, so I just going ahead and added the thing underneath, put the florals on top, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue the ribbon right here at the top of the frame where the two unite, and I'm making sure that it is aligned and centered, and making sure also that my wreath is also centered and at the level that I wanted. And that is it. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this project? I love it. Today's video is part of the Talented Creators Collaboration, and this month we are doing all about thrifted and upcycled decor. And this is hosted by my friend Aurea from DIY with Aurea, myself Loli from Loli's Creations. And this month we have the privilege of having the amazing Kendra from Late Night Creations. The links to her channels and the playlist will be linked in the description box below. So make sure to head on over and show everyone some love. This one is so quick and easy, yet so beautiful. I'm going to take this old frame that I got at my local thrift shop for, actually it was in the free bin, but it was originally $2. So we're going to remove the back end that it came with. It was pretty sturdy, so we're going to use it. I'm going to take some of this beautiful peel and stick from the Dollar Tree. Look at that beautiful. And look how that brown on the print complements the frame. So we're going to go ahead and take the back end of it and cover it with the peel and stick. I'm going to use the best side to do so. I'm just going to remove the smaller section of the back end of the back of the peel and stick and make it nice and straight with both of the sides and the top of this piece. Once I had it positioned exactly how I needed it to be, I'm going to remove the back end from the rest of here, or the edge, and then I'm going to flip it over and remove the back end from the rest of the section. But I'm making sure to not completely remove the back end because we're going to have plenty of this peel and stick left over that we can use for future projects. I cut off the excess back end right here just so I can see for the next step. Then I took my X-Acto knife and my cutting mat, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut very closely to the edge of the back end to remove the excess peel and stick. And look how beautiful this print is. I love it. Now we're going to pop it into our frame, making sure the printed side is towards the front of the frame. We're going to put down all those prongs back in place. And that is it for this project. Please let me know in the comment section what do you think about this one. Of course, I absolutely love it. The first thing that I did for this first DIY, I removed the tag and painted it with 2 coats of my Rust-Oleum chalk linen white. And I'm going to now use the stencil that I got for Temu. I'm going to place it there to the side and stencil it. The stencil, I'm going to use two different colors. I'm going to use this True Black from Folk Art, and I'm going to do all the lettering using this color. To keep the stencil in place, I took some masking tape, and I'm going to go ahead and tape down my stencil before I begin stenciling. Once I began stenciling, I made sure that my brush wasn't too saturated with paint to avoid any bleeds. And then I'm just bouncing up and down, making sure to get onto all the nooks and crannies, so that way I have a nice crisp look when I remove my stencil. This color has nice coverage, so I only gave it one coat. Then I took this metallic gold paint from Folk Art, and I'm going to paint the feather, the birds, and the heart using it. I want to invite you at this time to go ahead and hit that like button if you're liking what you see so far, or wait a little bit further into the video, and if you like any of the projects here today, make sure that you hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That truly helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. Now comes the moment of truth. We're going to remove the stencil, and it came out fairly clean, but I didn't like the gaps that the stencil left behind, so I'm using a very fine paintbrush to fill in those areas. I just wanted to look like it is calligraphy and not so much of a stencil. And this is how it was looking like so far once it was done. Look how neat that is. I love it. All right, then I'm going to take this picture frame that I got. I believe I got it at my thrift shop. It was for $1. I'm going to deconstruct it. And I didn't like how shiny this was. I wanted the shine on the frame to be equal or similar to the paint that I used for the set for the feather and for the bird. So I just sanded it down very nicely. And then I'm going to come and take one of these sticker papers from Dollar Tree. I wasn't sure if the picture that I'm going to add into this was big enough to cover the whole thing. If I didn't, I wanted a paper that was nice and clean and beautiful to be a background for that picture. At the end here, you'll see that I didn't need it, but I was glad that I had it. And if they want to change the picture later on, they can. This is a service flyer for one of my friends for their brother's memorial. And that is a picture of their mother and their brother, and they're both deceased, so I made this for her. I am concealing the picture here just to give them a little bit of privacy, just in case they're not comfortable with having this on the internet. So I am going to go ahead and add the picture frame right here to the bottom corner of my wood round. And to do that, I'm using some hot glue. I make sure they put a nice generous amount, and I place this on the same level as the wood round. That way it will stand together like this. But in order to truly make it stand, I'm going to use this kickstand from the picture frame that I ripped off earlier. And I'm going to add a generous amount of hot glue to the metal section and place it in the back, hold it there in place until it completely sets. And then I sealed the entire thing with some Mod Podge. And that is it for this one. Look how cute that is. Let me know what you think. I'm going to use this beautiful coat hanger that I found at my local thrift shop. It is gorgeous, but we are going to update it. So I took some of my Black & Decker white paint and primer, and I am painting over the photo. I'm going to first go in one direction, going horizontally as you see there, and then I'm going to come in because I didn't feel like waiting for the paint to dry, guys, and I didn't want to apply heat. So I took my black Folk Art paint and I'm going to paint the frame here while that white paint dries. So here, the white paint dried. So I'm going to come back in with another coat of the white, but I'm going in the opposite direction. I want to give this area the feel and the look of a canvas. You know how it has like streaks going in two different directions? That's what I was going for. Once it dried, I came in with this brush to just dust off everything, making sure that I have no residue. And we're going to add this decal that I found from Dollar Tree. My friends, I want to take a quick moment to say thank you for clicking on my video. Thank you for watching. And
I hope you enjoy it. If you do, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up. To my current subscribers, guys, I love you dearly. Thank you so much for all your support. It truly means the world to me. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. All right, my friends, so you see here, I'm using my Cricut tool to just scrape this down, making sure that this decal adheres pretty good to my surface. And I have to say, there was very good adhesion. I just made sure I had no dust underneath, and that helped a lot. And here I'm removing any bubbles, and the adhesion was just superb. But of course, we need to protect the surface, and we also need to make sure that this doesn't pop up later on. So I'm going to come in with some Mod Podge and cover up the surface as well. I chose to use a small brush to do this and make sure that I had coverage in every little nook and cranny of this decal. I want to make sure that this has a uniform look and that the surface has the same finish. And although I'm using matte Mod Podge still leaves a sheen behind, so I am adding the Mod Podge on the entire section of the white area here to make sure that everything is cohesive and the entire background and the decal has the same finish. And again, using the small brush to make sure that every little area is covered. And that's it for this one. This wall art that I also got from the same thrift shop. I believe I paid $2 for this one as well. I love it just the way it was, but for some reason, even though the frame was in that position as you see the trees, the hanger was in one of the sides. So it looked like that when you hang it up, the trees would have been sideways. So I just cleaned it up. I taped off the edges of my frame. And I'm going to come in with a variety of different colors that are the same tones as this picture frame has to begin with. So here I'm starting with the territorial beige from Apple Barrel. And I'm going to use that color. And I also used burnt amber from Apple Barrel. And the other lighter color, I believe, was antique parchment. And also Apple Barrel ivy English ivy. Yes, I'm going to be layering these colors until I get to the look that I'm going for. I'm pretty much just trying to camouflage those trees because I did love the colors and the color scheme of this frame, so I didn't want to deviate too far from it. My friends, if you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to leave me a big thumbs up and subscribe. And if you do, make sure that you hit the notification bell so YouTube notifies you each time that I upload a new video. And all these things are free and they mean the world to me. So please go ahead and over and hit that button. I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. Friends, as you see here, I just kept going back and forth between the colors until I matched the colors together with what the picture frame looked before, and at the same time I camouflage those trees. I'm going to just confirm this to a beautiful background for something else I have in mind. Once my heart was happy, now I'm going to remove that tape to make sure I didn't have any bleed through, and look how clean and beautiful that is looking. I just had a couple areas in the corners in which the paint didn't really go there. So I just used a small little paintbrush and I'm just adding some of the territorial beige to that to even it out. Now I'm going to take one of these wooden leaves that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be moving that hanger and I'm going to use a variety of metal colors from folk art. I'm using this copper color first. I completely painted the leaf or the branch, and the branch, using this antique copper color from folk art. Once that dried, I'm going to just look and see how it's looking against the frame. And it looks beautiful, but it looks a little flat, so I wanted a little bit more variety. So I'm coming back in And I'm going to add this rose gold color as well with some gold to the surface also, but I'm just like dry brushing it in different areas just to give this piece a little bit more depth. My friends, if you're still with me this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a smiley face emoji in the comments so I know who you are. Here I'm just checking to see if I like the depth, and I'm not quite satisfied yet, so I'm going to come in with some more of my gold paint from folk art, and I'm going to use my fingers this time to add it in some specific areas to give this a little bit more depth. Now it's time to attach this to my canvas. I'm just adding a bit of hot glue in all the biggest sections, making sure not to add too much so I don't have any seep through and show in the front of my piece. Guys, I love getting my hands dirty when I'm crafting. It just makes it, feel good. What about you guys? You guys like to get all dirty when you do this stuff?
Let me know in the comment section below. And that is it for this project. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, here are a couple more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're amazing. Bye.